गिरिवरधारी
जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी
जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी
जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी
यशोदानन्दन ब्रज जन रञ्जना
यशोदानन्दन व्रज जन रञ्जना
यशोदानन्दन ब्रज जन रञ्जना
यशोदानन्दन व्रज जन रञ्जना
यमुनतीरावनचारी यमुनतीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा
Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada
Prabhupada जय प्रभुपदा Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudhiraye Nasta Prayesu Habadresu Nityam Bhagavatam Sevayam Bhagavate Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistike. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is very meant for conquerors, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayana, unto Narayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author, by regular attendance in classes on Srimad Bhagavatam, and by rendering of service unto the pure devotees of the Lord, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, whose praise with transcendental song is established as an irrevocable fact. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 6, Text 18, Chapter entitled Purusha Sukta Confirmed. Somritasya va yasyeso Somritasya va yasyeso Martyam annam yat atyagan Martyam annam yat atyagan Mahi Maisa Tato Brahman Mahi Maisa Tato Brahman Purusasya Duratyayam Purusasya Duratyayam Somratyasmayasyeso Martyamannam yat atyagan Mahi Maisa Tato Brahman Purusasya Duratyayam Somartya bhayasyeso Martyamannam yat atyagan Mahi Maisa Tato Brahman Purusasya Duratyayam And anybody want to recite?
Somrityasya bhayasesho Martyam anam yad atyagat Mahi Maisa Tato Brahman Purusasya Duratyayaha
Somrityasya bhayasesho Mrityam annam yat atyagat Mahim Maisha Tato Brahman Purusasya Duratyayah
Saha He the Lord Amritasya of deathlessness Abhyayasya of fearlessness Isa the controller Marityam dying Annam fructification Ya one who has
one who has
Atyagat,
Adyagat,
has transcended,
has transcended,
has transcended Mahima,
Mahima,
the glories,
the glories,
Isa,
Isha,
of him,
Tata,
therefore,
Brahman,
O Brahmana Narada,
O Brahmana Narada,
Purusasya, of the Supreme Personality,
of the Supreme Personality,
Duradhyaya, immeasurable. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the controller of immortality and fearlessness, and is transcendental to death and the fruitive action of this material world. O Narada, O Brahmana, it is therefore difficult to measure the glories of the Supreme Person. Purport. The glories of the Lord in the transcendental 75% of the Lord's internal potency are stated in the Padma Purana Uttarakhanda. It said there that those planets in the spiritual sky, which comprises the 75% expansion of the internal potency of the Lord, are far, far greater than those planets in the total universe composed of the external potency of the Lord. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the total universes in the external potency of the Lord are compared to the bucket full of mustard seeds. One mustard seed is calculated to be a universe itself. In one of the universes in which we are now living, the number of planets cannot be counted by human energy. And so how can we think of the sum total in all the universes which are compared to a bucket full of mustard seeds? And the planets in the spiritual sky are at least 3 times the number of those in the material sky. Such planets, being spiritual, are in fact transcendental to the material mode. Therefore, they are constituted in the mode of unalloyed goodness only. The conception of spiritual bliss, Brahmananda, is fully present in those planets. Each of them is eternal, indestructible, and free from all kinds of inebrities experienced in the material world. Each of them is self-illuminating and more powerfully dazzling than, if you can imagine, the total sunshine of millions of mundane suns. The inhabitants of those planets are liberated from birth, death, old age, and disease, and have full knowledge of everything. They are all godly and free from all sort of material anchorings. They have nothing to do there except to render devotional loving service to the Supreme Lord Narayana, who is the predominating deity of such Vaikuntha planets. Those liberated souls are engaged incessantly in singing songs mentioned in the Samaveta, Veda Sangapada, Kramo Gayanti Yam Sammaga. All of them are personification of the 5 Upanishad, 3-part Vibhuti, or 75% known as the internal potency of the Lord, is to be understood as the kingdom of God far beyond the material sky. And when we speak of Pada Vibhuti, or the 25% comprising its external energy, we should understand this refers to the sphere of the material world. It is also said in the Padma Purana that the kingdom of 3-part Vibhuti is transcendental, whereas the Pada Vibhuti is mundane. 3-part Vibhuti is eternal, whereas the Pada Vibhuti is transcends. The Lord and His external eternal Savitar, in the transcendental kingdom, all of eternal forms which are auspicious, infallible, spiritual, and eternally useful. In other words, There is no birth, death, old age and disease. The eternal land is full of transcendental enjoyment and full of beauty and bliss. This very fact is also corroborated in this verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, and the transcendental nature is described as Amrita, described in the Vedas, Uttama Tadvasya Sanha. The Supreme Lord is the Lord of immortality. In other words, the Lord is immortal. And because He is the Lord of immortality, He can award immortality to His devotees. In the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 8, text 16, the Lord also assures that whoever may go to His abode of immortality shall never return to this mortal land of threefold miseries. The Lord is not like the mundane Lord. The mundane master of the Lord never enjoys equally with his subordinates, nor is a mundane Lord immortal, nor can he award immortality to subordinate. The Supreme Lord, who is the leader of all living entities, can award all the qualities of His personality unto His devotees, including immortality and spiritual bliss. In the material world, there is always anxiety or fearfulness in the hearts of all living entities, but the Lord, being Himself the Supreme Fearless, also awards the same quality of fearlessness to His pure devotees. Mundane existence itself a kind of fear, because in all mundane bodies the effect of birth, death, old age and disease always keep a living being compact in fear. In the mundane world there is always the influence of time, which changes things from one stage to another, and the living entity, originally being avikara or unchangeable, suffers a great deal on account of changes due to the influence of time. The changing effects of eternal times are conspicuously absent in the immortal kingdom of God, which should therefore be understood to have no influence of time and therefore no fear whatsoever. In the material world, so-called happiness is the result of one's own work. One can become rich man by dint of one's own hard labor, and there are always fear and doubts as to the duration of such acquired happiness. But in the kingdom of God, no one has to endeavor to attain a standard of happiness. Happiness is the nature of the spirit, as stated in the Vedanta Sutras, Anandamayo Vyasat. The spirit is by nature full of happiness. Happiness in spiritual nature always increases in volume with the new pace of appreciation. There is no question of decreasing the bliss. Such unalloyed spiritual bliss nowhere to be found within the orbit of the material universe, including the Janaloka planets, or for that matter the Maharloka or Satiloka planets, because even Lord Brahma is subjected to the laws of fruitive action and the law of birth and death. It is therefore stated here, Duratyaya, or in other words, spiritual happiness in the eternal kingdom of God cannot be imagined even by the great brahmacharis or sannyas who are eligible to be promoted to the planets beyond the region of heaven. Oh, the greatness of the Supreme Lord is so great that He cannot be imagined even by the great brahmacharis or sannyasis, but such happiness is factually attained by the unalloyed devotees of the Lord by His divine grace. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurun Sri Yutapadakkamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Samrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Vibhisakanvitam Sha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhano Sure Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatrubhyasa Kripa Sindhubhya Evecha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Somritasya Vayasyeso Mrityam Annam Yat Atyagat Mahi Maisa Tato Brahman Purusasya Duratyayam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the controller of immortality and fearlessness and is the transcendental to death and fruitive action of the material world. O Narada, O Brahmana, it is therefore difficult to measure the glories of the Supreme Lord. Vande Nantarbhutaiswaryam Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhum Nichopyat Prasadat Bhakti Sastra Pravartaka. So here we are continuing the reading of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 6, Text 18. Very wonderful information been given by Lord Brahma to Narada Muni on the eternal nature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Brahma has mentioned that Krishna is the controller of the immortality, fearlessness, and Krishna is transcendental to death and the fruitive activities of this world. Therefore, he says it is very difficult to measure the glories of the Supreme Lord. So here, very important for us to understand. We are being part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. In the chapter 15, text 7, Krishna has proclaimed, Mama Vamsa Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana Manasasranindriyani Prakriti Sthani Kharsati. That we are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord and we are struggling very hard for survival in this world due to the six senses which includes the mind. The first understanding, we have to understand we are not part and parcel of Germany, we are not a part and parcel of India, we are not a part and parcel of this immortal, of this mortal material world. We have nothing to do with this land Germany, we have nothing to do with the land India, we have nothing to do with the European Union, we have nothing to do with America, but you are all to do something with Krishna consciousness. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met Sanatana Goswami Sanatana Goswami inquired from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Apanara Yita Yita Kichuna ye jane Gramya Vihare Pandito Tai Satyamani Ke hame kene amayo Jarata Patrayo. He says to Mahaprabhu, my dear Mahaprabhu, please tell me, who am I, who am I, who am I? He says the people of the village, they are calling me to be very great. They said you are very highly educated, you are holding a big position in the community, and you know so many different languages, and materially you are very progressive. So they've been glorifying me about my position in this world. But I'm such a fool that I've trusted, I've believed whatever they say. But unfortunately, I do not know who am I. All the fools of European Union and all the fools of India and America, the maximum people of this world, they don't even know what is their origin. They don't even know that they are living on the false identification in this world. The moment we identify with our body, thinking that I'm an Indian, I'm an European, I'm black, I'm white, all this material designation is nothing to do with us. You're not identified with your clothes, but you're more identified with your real inner nature. So the inner nature, what is the inner nature? That Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained to Sanatana Goswami. When Sanatana Goswami asked, who am I, who am I? Why am I being forced to undergo all kinds of miseries of life? Is there any intelligent people have met any time they've asked themselves, why am I born in this world? Why am I being given to particular country to be born? Why am I being born into a particular womb of a mother? Was there any choice, any option I've had in my life to choose my own mother, my own country? We have not been given any option in our life. Like Prabhupada says, you go through the life circle according to your karma. In the chapter, in the canto 3, chapter 31, text 1, Kapiladev has informed his mother, Devahuti karma daiva netrena jantur deho papataye sreya pravista udaram pumsaleta kanasriya. According to one's previous life karma, they've been pushed into a particular type of a mother's womb, and they've been forced to take birth in this world. So we are living on the borrowed time in this world. And time is running out. And here, like Prabhupada says, that anytime the call can come. Anytime we may leave the world, die and go. It doesn't matter whether you're 5 years old, doesn't matter you're 15 years old, doesn't matter you're 50 years old. Everybody in this world, they're living on the borrowed time. And in the chapter 2, text 27, Krishna declared, Jatasya idruvam mrityo durvam janmam mrityasya cha tasmadapari aririte natum sochitam arhasi. Krishna says that anyone who have taken birth in this world, they are very sure to die. Is there anybody in the European Union who claim to be very intellectual people in the world? Anybody can say that, no. The other people will die, but I will not die. Is there anybody can seriously declare? So whether you are white or black, whatever country you belongs to, everybody undergo the law of the material nature, like Prabhupada explained here. In the chapter 8, text 15 and 16, 17, Krishna have given a very wonderful information. Mamupetya punarjanma dukalayam asasvatam napnuvanti mahatmanaha samsiddhim paramam gatam. Krishna said this material world is full of miseries and everything is temporary in this world. Every moment we are undergoing different kind of changes of our life, and everything is full of trouble and difficulties. Everything we are trying to do to minimize our difficulties is not to try to increase the enjoyment. We turn on the light to minimize the darkness. You put on a heater to minimize the cold. You put on the aircon to minimize the heat. You get married to minimize your loneliness. In this way, we are trying to minimize a lot of trouble and difficulties in our life. But unfortunately, whatever we are trying to utilize, everything becomes more bigger problem to us. You're getting married, you're thinking somebody will be there to support me, to protect me, to take care of me. But slowly you understand you're adding another burden in your life. And you're thinking that your problem, I'm problem. You think when the children come, they will solve the problem. Then they become additional problem. And you live in India and come here thinking that it'll be better here than additional problem. The material world means we are just adding into all kinds of trouble and difficulties. Because the very nature of the material world is that it's full of trouble and difficulties. And Krishna says that Abrahma bhuvana loko punaravartino harjuna mamupetyanto kunteya punajanmana vidyate. The chapter 8, text 16, Krishna says that even Lord Brahma have to undergo all these miseries of life. There was a time that in heavenly planet Indraloka, they've been having a party. And everybody participated in the party and everybody enjoying. And at that moment somebody left a baby in the heavenly planet and the baby started to cry. And non-stop crying and everybody felt, very bad of this baby. They wanted to enjoy the baby's crying and crying and crying. So they don't know what to do with this baby. And they've been asking everybody what to do, what to do, what to do. How to dispose this baby. And that time Lord Shiva says, don't worry, I will help you. And they ask, how are you going to help? No, I got one devotee in India, in South India. He's my good devotee, always coming to my temple. He said, I'm married 10, 15 years, but I don't have baby. My dear Lord, please give me one baby, please give me one baby. The Lord Shiva said, we can pass this problem to the other side. But it doesn't mean that you should not get married. It doesn't mean you should have children. But you should properly understand that we are trying to add in few things in our life so that things may become more easy and more better in our life. But unfortunately, the very nature of this material world is that it is full of miseries and everything is only temporary here. So in this way here, Brahma told Narada Muni that if you wanted to become immortal, if you wanted to become fearless, and if you wanted to cross over the cycle of birth and death, he says you have to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And because the Supreme Lord is immortal, is free from all kinds of anxiety and fear, and because he is the beyond of these modes of material nature, and is not that easy to understand him. So in this way, we all are searching for God in our life for solution. We are looking for solution. That means Krishna is the solution for everything in our life. So indirectly we are looking for Krishna through many different ways. In the chapter 5, text 29, the Lord says, Bhaktaram yagya tapasam sarvalokam maheswaram suridam sarvabhutanam gyatva mam santim richati. Is there anybody who can understand that I am the supreme proprietor of this world? The land of Germany, the land of Europe, America, India, whether it's the Palestine, whether it's the Israel, Ukraine, Russia, all this land doesn't belong to any of these idiots. But because they have not been having a good association, good friends with them, they are not able to understand. In the chapter 13, text 22, Krishna says, Purusa prakriti soyi bhakti prakriti jan gunan karanam guna sangasya sat asad yoni janmasu. He says that good and bad in this world comes according to your association. Who's your friend? Prabhupada says a man can be known by the company he takes in his life. I don't need to understand about yourself. Whomever you are hanging around, if I know about that person, I already know about yourself. They say the bird of same feather, they flock together. So in this way, all the so-called leaders in this world, they are not having a right friend beside them who can enlighten them that before you came to Russia, Russia was already there. Before you came to Ukraine, Ukraine was already there. Before you came to Palestine, it was already there. Before you were born, already were there. Before you came to Germany, Germany was already there. When you die and go, you won't be there, but Germany still will be there. But unfortunately, blind to the self-realization, somewhere there are so much of trouble and difficulties are going on. Up to the point all these idiots, they proclaim there is no God in this world. Or if there is God, he's already died and gone. And somewhere there, they do not know that God is the supreme Iswara. He is the supreme controller of everything in this world. In the Brahma Samhita, chapter 5, text 1, it has been told by Lord Brahma, Iswara Parama Krishna Sakchidananda Vigraha Anadiraja Govindo Sarva Karana Karana. He is the cause, Govinda. Krishna is the cause of everything in this world. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says in the Madhya Leela, chapter 7, text 176, he says, Ekala Krishna Arasabhabritya. There is only one master in the world. That is Lord Krishna. Everybody else are his servants, nothing else. But unfortunately, because we are not having a good friends around us, unfortunately, we are so much absorbed in the materialistic way of life. We are thinking we are the controller. To a certain extent, we control certain things in our life. In the house, man may control, husband may control the wife, or the wife may control the husband. The parents may control the children may control the parents. In Kali Yuga, the children control the parents more than the parents can control the children. But sometimes nobody can control each other. Children cannot control the parents, parents cannot control the children. There was a girl in India, a 16-year-old girl. She was wearing a very short skirt and walking in the street of Delhi. And in India it's like a big scene those days. And half of the underwear can be seen. And she was walking with a friend with a short skirt. The friend asked the girl, "Oh, you're wearing very short skirt. Don't your mother get angry by seeing this?" And the girl says that surely my mother will get angry because I'm wearing my mother's skirt. In Kali Yuga, you do not know whom to advise. Whether you have to advise the parents or you have to advise the children. Prayena paisa sabya kalavasmin yuge jana manda sumanda madayo manda bhagya upadrita. Sutta Goswami says in the Canto 1, Chapter 1, Text 10 of Srimad Bhagavatam, that in Kali Yuga will be full of defects. The duration of people's living in this world will be reduced day by day. And two people coming together, surely they'll be fighting. So if your husband and wife are fighting, don't take it serious. Because meant to be like that. If you're not fighting, you must know that you're not the couple from Germany or India, you're from divine, from the spiritual world. Two people can start the world war. Look at the world is going in the direction. There are two people fighting, two countries fighting. Ukraine, Russia. And there are idiots taking this side and that side. And it may take to another level, world war. So two people can create the world war. And Kali Yuga, people become very lazy. They will become very unfortunate. They know, you see now so many problems in life, there's an easy solution. Just like Sukadev Goswami says, Kale dosa nidarajam asti ekun mahan guna ketana deva krishnaya mukta sangha param brajat. In Kali Yuga, that will be everywhere, there will be so much problems. Everything you see, there will be a problem. Whether you marry, there's a problem. You don't get married, there's a problem. Whether you wanted to live your own life, there's a problem. Everything in the Kali Yuga material world is full of problems. He said there is only one quality, will be the good quality to counteract all this problem of life. There's one good quality will be there, say by chanting of the Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare. So much of problem, full of problem. He said there's only one simple solution is there. You can solve all this problem simply by repetition of these 16 words of Hare Krishna mantra. Is it very difficult? He said people are so unfortunate. It is so simple and easy, they will not do it. So they will try to see how to solve the problem. They don't understand they are the problem in the world. Nobody else is the problem. We are the problem in this world. Why we make problem? Because we are not belongs to this part of the world. We are not belongs to this material universe. Prabhupada beautifully explains here that we wanted to live very happily in this world, but we are not able to live happily because this world is not immortal. It is not free of any kinds of fear here. And because we are eternal, we cannot die, but we are dying here. Things are happening opposite to our natural quality, or we become very, very, very unhappy. We don't want to die. Nobody wants to die. But everybody has to die one day. So it's going against our wish, so we are not happy here. We wanted to be happy all the time, but we are not able to do this thing. So going against our vision, our wish, then we become very, very unhappy. So in this way, we are not able to be happier, just like Prabhupada says, just like a fish. The fish is meant to live in the water. And you take out the fish from the water. You take out the fish from the water, let's say you take out the fish in India. from the water and you bring the fish to Germany and put it on the land this side, you think the fish will be very happy? The fish has to go back to the water. That is where it belongs to. That is why Krishna says, Mam upetya punarjanma dukhalaya masasvatam napnuvanti mahatmanaha samsiddhim paramam katham. That he says the full world is full of miseries temporarily, but one who has come to my abode, they never come back again to this miserable material world. Try to understand. You have come to Germany, there's nothing wrong about going to different countries. You come to do your studies, nothing wrong about doing your studies. We wanted to uplift our life, nothing wrong. But Krishna says in the chapter 7, text 11, Balam balavatam chaham kamaraga vivirjita dharmo viroda bhute sukhamosmi bharatat sabha. Krishna says, whatever the desires people have got in their life, in this world, all are coming from me. You want to live very highly advanced way. You want to enjoy everything in this world. Krishna said there's nothing wrong about it. But that should not go against the principle of dharma. You must know what is the principle of dharma in this world. A man without principle is like a useless dog in the world. The dog don't have any principle. The male dog see the woman, female dog in the street, they will have sex. They don't have a principle, but human being, they are not going to do that way. True or not? A human being are meant to follow the principle of dharma. So our culture says that you live and you let others to live in the world. We are not like a Taliban that I only want to live, let others go to hell. The Christian says you don't become a Christian, you go to hell. The Muslim says you don't become a Muslim, will shoot you and kill you and you go eternally, you go to hell. But Krishna consciousness never say anything like that. In the chapter 18, text 62, 63 onward, Krishna says, he says, Tameva saranam gacham. He says, my dear Arjuna, if you surrender to me, tat prasadam param sante. If you surrender to me, you will attain the highest perfection, highest happiness and peace in your life. Itite jnanam akyatam goyam mayatharam bayam. Arjuna, the most confidential knowledge I have explained to you. Deliberate on that, you do what you like to do. Krishna never took a gun and put on the head of the people, oh, either you become a Hare Krishna, I will shoot you and kill you. Never say it like that. A beautiful religion we are trying to distribute to all over the world. You got your independent, you got minute independent. Krishna don't want to take away the minute independent from us. He let us to decide, just like our parents tells you. You go to school, study art, it's good for you. They will tell you, and after some time they leave it to you, it's up to you. True or not? So you're not being forced to do anything in the world. So we're bringing a beautiful religion to the world, which gives, sustained, by their own minded independent. And Krishna says that, everything is good in this world, everything is bad. If you're good, everything is good in this world. If you're bad, everything is bad in this world. Then the life is beyond good and bad in this world. We have to understand that we have not come here to find good things, we have not come here to find bad things. We have come here to revive our Krishna consciousness by knowingly or unknowingly, by the misuse of the minute independent. Somewhere or other we have chosen to come to this world. And this world is not a good place for us to live. One of the Alvar, he says, he says that in the material world there is everything almost in full. He said there are a lot of universities, a lot of colleges. In the material world there is no lackingness of good university, good colleges. There is no lacking of money. He's not lacking of anything in the material world. He says there's only lacking of one thing, to find a person with a good character, whom to trust. That has become a problem in the world. Don't have a university, don't have anything. But we are always very suspicious. We are not very sure the person we are moving with, whether it's the right person or not. Most of the time we end up with the wrong people in the world. It creates more problem. He says, because you have given your mind to the enemies. Beautifully he says that there are 6 enemies are sitting inside you. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. There are 6 enemies, different kind of material desires are there. And anger also one of the enemy of the living being. Moha, illusion, is one of the enemy of the living being. Lobha, greediness, is one of the enemy of the living being. Madness is one of the enemy of the living being. Matsarya, enviousness, one of the enemy of the living being. He said now the 6 enemies are sitting in the mind of the living being. And the mind has been captured by these 6 enemies. For that reason, people have become crooked in the world. They become crooked in the world. Nothing else. All the so-called leaders of the world, all are selfish people. Only for selfish interest they do. Even you change your government, is not going to help you much unless they become Krishna conscious. Understand there's a principle to take on in our life. When Prabhupada went to meet Bhakti Saraswati Maharaj, for the first time, Bhakti Saraswati Maharaj told Prabhupada, you should, dedicate your life to spread Krishna consciousness all around the world. Prabhupada says, what is the need, urgency on that? He said, now India has been ruled by the British. India has been ruled by the British. The first job is that we have to chase them away from India. Let Indians rule India. And Bhakti Saraswati Maharaj told Prabhupada, he said the politician will change, but the politic will never change. Whether you put a black Indian or white, British, all, polished animal in the world. They don't even know what is the principle to live in this world. At one time, Yamaraj came to take somebody's life. And this man has done good and bad in his life. So the superintendent of that, Yamaraj, he took his life and went. So then Yamaraj told him that you have done good and bad in your life. For good things, I have to take you to a heavenly planet. For bad things, I have to take you to hellish planet. So which planet you wanted to go first? So the man says that, I don't even know anything about this planet. So let me go and see the hellish planet first. So Yamaraj took him to the hellish planet. Normally hellish planet is like a hell, nothing there. People go through all kinds of miseries in that place. But this time when Yamaraj took him there, then he saw that everything is happening in the hellish planet. There are a lot of stages everywhere. They put a big stage, and a lot of flags are, different country flags are going on, and people are singing and dancing, and somebody getting free food, free alcohol. So all were enjoying. So then this man found, it's so nice, hellish planet. That is where everything happening. So then he told Yamaraj, now let me see the heavenly planet. So when Yamaraj took him to heavenly planet, the heavenly planet was very quiet and peaceful. Normally we don't like too much peace in the world. Isn't it? We don't like peace. That's why we wanted to fight everywhere. So when Yamaraj took him to a heavenly planet, he saw that heavenly planet, nothing's happening there. There is no stage. There is no flag of, country flying there. There is no singing, dancing. There is no free, rice being given, free alcohol being given. Nothing is happening there. So Yamaraj asked him, now you have seen heaven and hell, where you want to go first? He said, you take me to hellish planet. That is where everything is happening. So when Yamaraj brought him back to a hellish planet, and the hellish planet was like a hell, nothing there, no stage, the stages have disappeared, the flags have disappeared, singing, dancing and free distribution of anything, everything is disappeared. No more enjoyment. So the man asked Yamaraj, last time when he brought me here, everything was happening there, but now why? Nothing is there. Yamaraj told him that time when he came, it was election time. They were collecting votes. So election time, they will promise everything for you. They will promise the heaven for you. But election over, you go back to a hellish planet again. It's already coming. So in this way, we are undergoing different kind of tests and tribulation, challenges in our life. And what we should do? Should we give up and go and jump into the ocean or river in the well? Or do we pack and go back to India? Or do we get divorced? Or do we take the gun and shoot people around? What is the solution? So we have to fight back. Arjuna don't want to fight. Krishna says you have to fight back. No? Sanjaya says, Tam sada kripaya vistan asru purna kuleksaram visidantamidam vakyam huacha madhusudana. Because being a very compassionate, very soft inside, Arjuna want to give up the battle. So Krishna says, Kutasva kasmalamidam visame samupasthitam anaryam chustam asvargyam akarti karam Arjuna. Chapter 2, text 2, Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, where this impurity have come upon you, you have to fight back. How to fight back? There are so much of injustices going on in the world. You don't even know whether you have got a good friends or bad friends, whether the people hanging around you, whether they are friends or enemy, we don't even know. Whether in the same house, we don't even know whether these people are our friends or enemy. So what do you do now? Do we have to give up the battle living in the material world? Krishna says you have to fight back. And how to fight? Is he conscious of me all the time? You fight in this battle always thinking of me with your mind and intelligence. In this way, surely you come back to me, Arjuna. Anta kale chama mevam smaran muktva kalevaram ya prayati samarbhavam yati natri antra samsaya. Only by thinking of me you will overcome all the problem of life in this world. And finally you will come back to me. So we have to fight back because we are born in this world. Krishna has given, he has blessed of our life. In the chapter 3, text 11 of 10 of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Saha yagya prajasvista purovacha prajapati anena prasavityasvam isa was svista kamadog. In the beginning of creation, Krishna says he sent forth the demigods and the human living being to this world. And he said, he blessed everybody to live happily in this world by performing yagya unto him, sacrifice unto the Lord. So we've been blessed to be sent to this world to be happy. How to be happy? He says by performance of yagya, sacrifice. Why we are not happy? Because we are performing sacrifice, but we are performing sacrifice for our family, our friends, our country, our own material senses. We are trying to do sacrifice. But then Krishna says in the chapter 5, text 22, Yei samprasadya bhoga Dukayonya ivat adyantavanta konteya nate suramate buddha. An intelligent person never takes source part of the miseries of life which is coming from the senses of the living being. The more we try to indulge anything in the material world, the more problems will come. So Krishna says, Adin, you do some sacrifice for Krishna. Just like we are waking up in the morning, we are chanting Hare Krishna, there's a sacrifice for the Lord. Just like you all have come here this morning, you could have, gone to pub last night, and today whole night, you would have, wouldn't have waken up, and somebody goes to the beach and all those things. But you have given up those so-called temporary enjoyment. You have come to the temple. That means you sacrifice your time and your energy to come to the temple. Krishna will recognize your contribution, your sacrifice. One of the name of Krishna is Kritagya, that means he's very grateful. And he's always remember the sacrifice we perform for him. In the human society, people forget. When you're good with them, they're good with you. When you're bad with them, they're bad with you. But Krishna is not like that. You always remember the good thing you've done. So we have to do sacrifice. We are already doing sacrifice, but we are doing sacrifice for our own selfish interest. Do I have to give up my selfish interest? You don't need to even give up selfish interest. You keep to yourself. Add in Krishna into your life, and Krishna will purify your selfish interest. He will do everything for you. Krishna says in the chapter 18, text 57, Chetasak sarva karmani mayi sannyasi matparaha buddhi yogam upasrita machittam satatam bhavam. Krishna says, Arjuna, in all your activities you just depend on me. Always be under my protection. Always conscious of me. Machita sarva durgani mat prasada tarisyasi adachetum ahankarana sirosyasi navinasyasi. If you follow these three advice, what is that? Number one, to always depend on Krishna. Number two, always be under his protection. Number three, always remember conscious of him. Krishna says if you follow these three instructions, easily you overcome the problem of life. But if you never listen to me due to your false ego, you'll be lost in the world. So Krishna's advice is very easy, very simple, very practical. You have got an experience depending on many other people. They have disappointed you in your life. So there's so much of disappointment when you depend on the other people in the world. But you have to depend on somebody in this world. So instead of depending on the politician, instead of depending on your boss in your workplace, instead of depending on your lecturer at the university, instead of depending to your wife and husband, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, you should depend on who?
Krishna.
Krishna. Is it difficult? You know your husband one day will go away. Your wife will go away. Nobody is permanent in this world. Somebody has to go away. So what happens to you when they go away? What happens to you? You have to depend on something. Either you depend on other people or you're dependent on your own self. But we don't have that kind of power. We cannot even control the pushing of our own senses. We cannot even control our own urine in our life. You cannot even control your urine. How are you going to control many other things? So we are not the controller here. Who is the controller? Isvara, Parama Krishna. Krishna is the supreme controller. So you go to college and study. You go to work, earn money. You plan everything in your life, but always you must depend on whom?
Krishna.
That's it. You change the way you are thinking. Instead of thinking that I'm best, I know everything, I can protect myself, things are not like that. Even you are driving in the right direction. The other guy is not driving in the right direction and you're killed. So not you alone, controlling here. So we are controlled in every moment in our life. So Krishna says, always depend on me. Number one. Number two, always be under my shelter. And next, always remember Krishna. So you wake up in the morning. The first thing you wake up in the morning, you bow down, offer your obeisances. Thank Krishna for He has given you another day in your life. There are many people go to sleep, never woke up again in their life. That's it, funeral, gone. So you wake up in the morning, bow down, and then you tell Krishna. You remember the verse, chapter 18, text 57, Chetasa Sarva Karmani. You tell Krishna, Krishna, I totally believe what you say in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, text 57. I totally believe you said you will protect me if I put myself under your protection. And you said that, to depend on you in every activity is to become successful. He said, I totally believe. So let me today totally depend on you to all my activities on today. Let me be under your protection. Let me always conscious of you today. And I totally believe that you will make everything successful for you, for me. So it's very difficult or very easy? Do you need to spend 100 euro to do this thing a day? You just have to say to Krishna, you said you to depend on you. Let me depend on you to be under your protection. I'm going to do everything for you today. So you have to make everything, easy and successful for me. It's your work. Ask me to trust you and believe you and have a faith in you. So very easy. So Krishna consciousness is very easy. It's not very difficult subject matter. Instead of, thinking that, I can do everything by myself. One of the Alvari says, Tuppuriyare Arivadalam Sorvidattu Tunipurivaran. He says that, why people get married. Why people normally get married, you tell me. Anybody married here? Okay. Okay, you tell Mataji, why you married?
As you said, to have a companion and
To help you.
remove loneliness.
Yeah. Somewhere or other you need someone around you. So now the Alvar says, even though the parents knows that marriage life is not an easy life, to manage our own self becomes very difficult. You manage your own self is difficult. How are you going to manage another person beside you? He said that marriage life is very, very difficult. But yet the parents, they force you to get married. Why? Because they know that in time to come you need somebody beside you to help you. We may become invalid in one day. When we become old, we need another person's help. So for that reason people get married. And why then they get divorced? Somebody coming to help you in your life, why you want to throw him away? True or not? If somebody coming to, I will help you to carry a little bit for you, is a good friend, but why you get married, you get divorced? Because you have forgotten the main reason why you have come together. Because somebody comes together to dominate other people, the moment you cannot dominate other person, then you go your way, I go my way. But if they understand the real purpose of marriage life is to help each other. For that reason we are coming together. So but who can be the greatest helper for you? The Alva says, there cannot be somebody else other than Krishna who can be always there for you. He's seated in your heart as a super soul. He said just for the call of a Gajendra, the elephant Gajendra was fighting with the crocodile for 1,000 years. After 1,000 years, the elephant found that he cannot fight anymore the battle. He called Narayan Krishna to come. Krishna came there. So he said, just for the call of the elephant you came, my dear Lord. If I call, why you don't come? So I totally have a trust and faith and belief in you that you'll be there for me at any time. So we have to understand, Krishna won't run away from us. You see the temple here. Whether you come or don't come, Krishna don't care, he'll sit there. Whether you offer food or don't offer, Krishna don't complain. You know? So he is not dependent on anybody, he is not being controlled by anybody. So we have to understand, life has to go on. We have chosen certain part of our life. Whether it's in India or Germany, it doesn't matter. Everywhere is good and bad, so you take the good and leave the bad. Ravana, before dying, Lord Ram told Lakshmana, you ask some advice from Ravana. He's a very learned person. So Ravana says, I can give 3 advice for the people of the world. He said, number 1 is that there is good and bad in the world. He said, generally people will go for the bad rather than good. So he says that there's a good and bad in the world. The good things you do today, the bad things you leave it for tomorrow. You must choose. There are good and bad in the world. Let me do the good one today. The bad one, let me see tomorrow. Because if I don't live in the world, I don't need to do anything bad in the world. So he said, do the good things today, leave the bad things for tomorrow. And number 2, he said that never underestimate any enemies, even a small enemy. Never underestimate anybody in this world. Don't underestimate. Ravana said, I underestimated the monkeys of Ram. I lost the battle. So never underestimate your enemy. The 3rd advice, he said that everybody got a great secrets of life. Every one of us got some secret about ourselves. You know, we are not going to tell everything to everybody about ourselves, true or not? There are certain things, we don't want to tell even to our own, family members. So Ravana says everybody, there's a secret, some secret are very, 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 very important. He said even to your own family members, don't reveal to them. Because next time they become enemy, they will use, this secret to finish you off. So there's the advice for us, because we don't even know whether we are living with enemy or friends. So in this way, Krishna have come to the world to kindly to reclaim us from this miserable material world and go back to him. And in chapter 4, text 9, Krishna says, Janma karma chame divyam ivam yoveti tadvataha tyakum devam purna janma naiti mameti swanjina. Krishna says, when a devotee knows he knows Krishna in truth, upon giving up this body, he never comes back again to this body, go back to Krishna. Never come back again. So spare some time reading the Bhagavad Gita, spare some time, read Prabhupada books. Prabhupada says, my advice to the people of the world, number 1, he says that take care of your health. That means you work, you take care of your body, take care of your family, take care of your health. Number 2, he said, chant the holy name of Krishna is the process of Kali Yuga. Number 3, do some service for Krishna, whether in the house or in the temple. And number 4, he said, always, every day, read my books. So if all of you can follow this simple advice, do what is required for your body, for the maintenance of your body. And every day chant some Hare Krishna mantra. And every day you offer something to Krishna, whether you offer some flowers, whether you offer one apple, somewhere rather connect yourself into the service of Krishna. And every day spend some time to read Prabhupada books. And you will have the spiritual intelligence how to move in this world. And be always, be protected and be successful in your life. Thank you so much for being here today. Anybody got any questions, any doubts? Yeah, probably.
Thank you, Maharaj, for this wonderful lecture. I would like to ask you regarding, you told, so Germany was here before I came to Germany, and when I leave Germany will be still there.
Yeah.
Means this, we should not have border protection? Should we open the border and let everyone in?
Well, no. So now you have divided your border according to your material designation. Because somebody has installed, false identification on you. That you are Germany, you're white, this is your country, your land. But there's nothing about anything here. The whole creation is a creation of God. 5,000 years ago, there is no division of any country of the world. Only one world, one flag, one emperor. That is what's known as the Bharat, King Bharat. That is why India is known as the, Bharat Varsha. In God's creation, there's only one world in the world. Because everybody is a part and parcel, children of Krishna. So like your fatherland he has given to, for the old children, so you cannot, take, everything for yourself. It's meant for the whole family. But we are dividing everything because, we are designated according to our birth, our, false identification. But now the problem is that despite of all this, division, why you are still fighting? Why people are not happy? You got your Germany, what you want, you already got your Germany. You already got your Palestine, you already got your Israel, you already got, Ukraine. And why still you wanted to fight? And you yourself has come from the back door. Today the Trump is talking so much about America, but all these Americans, all have come from somewhere else. There was the original living people were there different. You understand? Who was the original person seated in America before the Trump and other people came? Who are the people? Red Indians, the Aborigines. Whether you take New Zealand, whether you take Australia, all these people have come from the back door. Now they're telling you, you must come from the front door. How? That is why everybody is fighting. You came from the back door, isn't it? You call yourself, you tell you're immigrant come, but you yourself are immigrant. And even if you take the Aborigines, Red Indians, they're immigrants. They will come to the place was already there. So the Bhagavatam is, trying to establish the people naturally in the world. People like to have one world. People like to have, brotherhood. People want peace and happiness. People want to live together happily in the world. But who is dividing all these things? The politicians are dividing. Otherwise, people want, if now European Union, you don't need to use visa. Like I come from Malaysia. I can come to Europe without any visa for 3 months. And I easily travel everywhere. So I'm very happy, very easy. I don't need to go to this border, take one visa, go to that border, one visa. And now you go to America, England, Canada, no need to apply for visa. Are you happy or not? Isn't it? You are happy. It's meant to be like that, but we have divided. But that is due to your lack of, civilization, Vedic civilization. A Vedic civilization is a civilization brought by God Himself. But you have created the modern civilization. We have created the modern civilization. All these demons who don't even know their origin, who are moving around with their false identification, they have, created, this modern civilization. Now it causes a lot of problem in the world. Causes a lot of problem. Everywhere they are fighting. You don't enter into my country, then the moment you say you don't enter, then you go and fight with another country, So in this way that they have divided, they have put different kinds of a border, So the whole Krishna consciousness to rip off the border. Let us live, as brothers and sisters, as one world, as one, creation. Let us, share, live happily in this world. Is it good or not?
Yes, thank you.
So it is like that. Your country doing well, you have the other country. In your short intelligence, you think they are different. But in a broader intelligence, they are your own family members. Because they are created by only one person, Krishna. So all of us are one family. But because you've been very, from the childhood, you've been, doctrined, you've been brainwashed to think they all are different. But it's not like that. They are your family, but they're born in a different, color, different way of living, because according to their karma, they've been put into different situation. But those have got 2 hands, 2 legs, they should have. Those that don't have 2 hands and 2 legs, those are doing better, they should help. Those who are not doing better, they have to help each other. The world cannot be happy and peaceful if we are not helping each other. It's very easy to understand. Let's say in Germany, there I think Germany got how many million people yet? 80 million? Huh? So let's say there are 80 million people in Germany. Out of that, 70 millions are very good people, 10 millions are bad people. So what do you do now? The 10 million bad people is causing problem for the 70 million. So what do you do now? Are you going to correct the 10 million, or you just, never mind, let them do what they want to do? They want to kill, they want to rob, they want to rape, anything they can do. Are you going to do like that?
No.
Yeah. So there was a ship going, a double story. Ship was lying, going on the ocean. So what they did is that there are good people and bad people in the ship. All the fools, bad people, they kept them in the ground floor. All the intelligent people been kept into the first floor. But when the bad people need some drinking water, they must go to the first floor to take. But the first floor, the intelligent people living there. The ground floor, the fools are living there. So there's the fools, whenever they need some drinking water, they go first floor to take. And one day, one of the foolish person, he said, why we should go to the first floor to take the water? There's already water underneath our ship. Let us make a hole here. And they were digging a hole. And good intelligent people, they were laughing at them. Look at them, the intelligent fools. They're digging underneath. By the end of the day, when they dig the hole, then everybody dies. So when you divide and rule, that will be always some problem. The moment you claim anything what is not belongs to you, it's a problem. You're a thief. You have not created the world. You put up in a skyscraper building where the elements, where the material comes from. Whether you take this mic or the table, the book, or anything you take in the world, it's a combination of 5 gross elements. Earth, water, fire, air, ether. It's a combination that the world is created, that the buildings are created here. The car you drive is a combination of 5 material elements. The body we live is a combination of 5 material elements. The building you go in is a combination of 5 material elements. So where do these material elements have come into existence? Do you created earth here? Do you created water? Do you created the space and sky and anything? Before you were born, already were there. There's a gift of the Lord, and the Lord's, what is the direction? He says, Sarva Yonisya Kaunteya Murtaya Sambhavante. He said, I'm the seed-giving father of all the living entities of this world. It's created for everybody in the world. It's just because you had a little bit of, intelligence to manipulate. So you have manipulated this thing. People have manipulated and created all this problem. So it is already gone too far. You cannot, open your body now. What happens when you open your body now?
A lot of people from other countries will come.
Yeah. So what do you do? Because you close it and now you open it, it's a problem. If you have not closed it, in the first control, if you have not closed it, everybody have learned to live, accordingly. So you created this problem. And you yourself are not a good fellow. You went around and conquered so many different parts of the world. The British went to India, to many places, isn't it? They bullied the people, they dominated people, they raped the woman, they steal so many things from every country. And now you hope that people should be very innocent, very good, shouldn't cause any problem. Idiot, you have created all this problem in the beginning. So you are the problem, now you face it. Yeah, everybody's life is a cycle, You go through good and bad. One time you go through good, but another time you have to go through the cycle. You cannot run away. One time you have dominated and bullied people, now people will dominate and bully you. It's a payback time. You have to pay back, you cannot run away. So the reality is that world can be very peaceful. Even you put a border, world can be very peaceful, provided that you're honestly working for the welfare of the world. But you're only working for your selfish interest. That's where the problem comes. Like you live in your family, Let's say your father is very selfish. Do you love your father? You don't love your father. Even you are in the same family. The similar way, because people are very selfish. So whatever border they put for their own selfish interest. The moment, even you put a border, but if you think broader way that let everybody also live in the world, ultimately I came to the world zero, I leave the world zero, nothing I'm going to take from here. For a short time I've been given, a life to live in the world. Similar way it's been given for everybody else. And you understand that, I'm not the creator, I'm not the sustainer, I'm not the destroyer. It's all done by the Supreme Lord. And leave it to Him. If God wants border, He would have created with all the borders in the world. Did anywhere Krishna put a border before He created? And how many years ago that they put a border here? How many years ago? And when they opened the border, when they opened it? Do you know when they opened the border in Europe? Do you know when they opened the border? In what year they say that all can travel easy, don't worry about the border? When they broke the border, opened the border. The immigration. Before you went, before this, the European Union came together. Before that, there was immigration to go through, isn't it? So when they opened the immigration for you, no need to go through the immigration when? Which year? You people are very slow, When they opened? Just recently they opened, isn't it? How many years ago you think that you freely can travel around Europe? No need to go through the immigration. Maybe?
20, 30 years, I don't know.
They get crazy, 20, 30 years not true.
Maybe 10, 15.
Maybe you guys go and read this history, Anyway, so there was a time they taken out, opened the immigration for you. That means there was a time they already put the immigration there. That means temporarily somebody have created, all this border, but Krishna did not put any immigration when He created the world. It is you have put, this thing. Because you're falsely thinking this is my land. Why are you falsely thinking? Because you have got a false identification. Somebody injected, false, theory into your brain. So that causes a lot of problems in the world. You take somebody else's property then claim to be mine, there's a problem. In this course of time, people, understand. It's not yours. You came from the back door and you're telling me come from the front door. And you yourself never acted civilized way and you're telling me about civilization. So it's, it's all cause problem. Anyway, it's their problem to solve. Yes, Prabhuji. There's somebody who wants to, any questions? Yeah, Mataji. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for such a powerful lecture, I would say.
I hope I won't be thrown out from Europe because of
So Maharaj, I know this is a very common question, but I would really like to know your thoughts on this.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned that Prabhupada said that we have to depend on Krishna no
Yeah.
matter whatever things comes in our life. So what at least I see in my life is that whenever anything, any upside down, whatever it comes, yes, we are dependent on Krishna. We think that, oh, this is Krishna's plan. But what we do is we try to resolve that problem on our own first. So we try to put our efforts. We are Krishna conscious, but not to the intensity.
Okay.
And when we realized that it's not working, and then we say, oh Krishna, please help me.
Yeah.
So that dependence of Krishna not comes at a very initial stage,
Yeah.
but later stage. And what I also want to understand is that we also have to put in efforts, right? So we cannot say that we cannot do karam and just depend on Krishna. And and I forgot the second one.
No, beginning I've said that you move on with your life, carry on the duty of your life as a student, as a family, everything. But instead of depending something, outside on other people, depend on Krishna and do. And Arjuna himself, he wanted to leave and go to the forest. Krishna said, no. He said, karmani ivadikaraste mapale sukha. You do your duty, but you are not entitled for the result of your duty, because result may be good and bad. It may affect your emotion. So Krishna don't want emotion to be affected. For that reason, Krishna said, do your duty, don't expect the result. So in this way, you don't need to change anything here. You go on as a member of the society, a country. You do what you have to do. But instead of depending on yourself, who are not the ultimate controller of anything, you depend on Krishna, because Krishna is the ultimate controller. As I said, when you are driving properly. You follow the rule, but the opposite car is not following the rule. Then damage also on your side. So you cannot control the opposite car, but you can control your car. But if Krishna wants, he can control the opposite car, because Krishna also in the art of the opposite driver, he also in the art of yourself. So Krishna can communicate within that person, this person, okay, don't no collision, and then just drive properly. Krishna can help you. So because you have to understand, whatever happens in your life, there are many other reasons are there. Maybe today, I think Sunday we will talk about this thing. So at one point you understand that you have tried many things in your life. It's not everything is happening according to your plan. There are many things that are happening outside of your plan. So what is the reason? If you think you are the ultimate controller, you should have controlled the plan and should have executed. You should have seen the good result, but something is happening outside your plan. So you came from India. So why you come to Germany?
Maharaj, actually I came because my husband moved here. So.
Why your husband moved? You could have moved to America. Why you didn't go to America?
Because we didn't like the culture in America. We like more of EU culture.
So there are many people in India wants to come here, but they're not able to come. Why? Not only your husband lined up to come to Germany, many other people lined up behind him to come here. But your husband was chosen to come. Many others not able to come. Why? There is something beyond our power happening and controls us. It's not totally because you decided to come here, you came. Because other people decide to come, they're not able to come. So something else is involved in whatever happens in your life. That if you can understand, and that's very important for us to keep Krishna in our life. So I said, maybe today, we'll talk about the thing. Krishna will help you, don't worry. Yes, Prabhuji.
Maharaj, just thank you for your class. Here's a question for you asking.
Yeah.
This Krishna in Bhagavad Gita in 1878, you know this word. Whatever there is Krishna, the master of all mystics, and whatever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will be also certainly be opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. That is my opinion.
Yeah.
And the question is, if these qualities not appear, what does it mean in our life?
It means you're not conscious of Krishna. You're not been like Arjuna. That was says Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna. So you tell him, when Arjuna was Arjuna knows, the Pandavas knows nobody else in their life other than Krishna. And because they only depend on Krishna in everything, in every situation they go to Krishna for advice. They never take advice from anybody else. And after the Mahabharata war, the Pandavas ruled the kingdom for 36 years. And finally, when they realized Krishna already left his own abode, they don't want to live in the world anymore. They also left and gone. So they lived, always in conscious of Krishna. So when you are living like the Pandavas, then you get these 4 rewards, from Krishna. That is the Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna. That, you are, opulence will come in. Your victory will come in. The morality will come in. What is this?
Maharaj, but, he's asking that it will be not possible to get this like Arjuna.
So you don't want to be Arjuna, not possible, that's true. but it's not because you're going to be zero, you'll get something, don't worry. Just like the fire is there, you go closer, you get more heater, but you keep away, you get a little bit warm. It's not, you're not going to be zero here. In the chapter 2, text 40, Krishna explained, Neha Bikrama Nasusati Pradyavayo Navidyate Swarpam Apayasya Dharmasya. He says, Swarpam means very little. Krishna said, even very little you come to me. He said, you will be rewarded. And in the chapter 4, text 11, Krishna said, Ye Ramam Prapatyante Tam Sareva Bhajan. According to your level of surrender, I will reward you. So you don't want to be like Arjuna, never mind, don't worry, still you will be benefited, stay with Hare Krishna, don't run away. No problem. Arjuna want to protect the world, you protect your own self, that also okay, no problem. Krishna says, Hey Ramam Prabhu, he says that, whoever preach my message in the world, they are very dear to me. There is no one more dear to me than person, but doesn't mean that you are not dear, but they are first class, you are second class, but you are in the same place, don't worry. You will be blessed, don't worry. And anybody else got any questions? Yeah, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for your wonderful lecture.
Okay.
I want to ask,
how to know your karma, like why this is happening, and how why I'm like this, and about the good and bad karma.
Today 4 o'clock I'm going to talk on that subject matter. So come
Alright.
4 o'clock.
Some continued question is like sometime the astrologer
Yeah.
gives some life prediction. So should we believe in that or should we just believe in
So we will
ourselves?
talk 4 o'clock, you bring the question.
I will come. Thank you.
Alright? Because once you understand when the horoscope, the astrology is coming from there, then you'll understand whether you believe or not. So today we'll cover this thing. You come 4 o'clock. You're a very interesting person. Anything else? Yeah, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. You said in the class you said we have some minute independence.
Yeah.
But also we hear that we are not controllers. So how do we understand? I know we have some minute independence. Krishna is giving us this free will to make our own decisions. And is it the outside of the free will we do not control anything, or do we also have influence to control